Good evening, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to another episode of Critique Corner with me, Daniel Parker.
And me, DB Fastbinder. And we got a short one for you tonight, folks.
Yes, we've only got two movies to review this week. I guess you could say this is the anti-hero week on Critique Corner.
Yep. Oh, actually, we did have an update over something we've talked about the last couple of episodes. I think I saw on X that Jeremy Clarkson's
Yeah.
cancer was in remission.
Yes, it is. Yes, he's got a clean bill of health, and they are currently filming season 6 of Clarkson's Farm. So we're looking forward to seeing that next year.
Yep, that's what we like to hear.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yes, if you're returning, welcome back. If you're new, what we do is we critique stuff from our corners, and as I said before, we've got a slate of movies with featuring anti-heroes as the main characters, and starting off. Oh hey, Arcos, good to see you.
Hey, man.
We are too. But starting us off this week, we've got Pitch Black.
The movie, what gave us Vin Diesel, as far as I can tell.
I think so. Yeah, he had a very small role in Saving Private Ryan, but
I forgot about that.
yeah, but no, this this is definitely the movie that got him on everybody's radar, and then of course the following year was when he got Family.
Family. I had never seen any of the Riddick movies before. Being of an age in the 2000s, of course, I knew that they were coming out periodically, and I knew people who thought he was really cool in them. But I just never really had the opportunity to give it a go.
Yeah, I've seen this one before, and like Arcos, yeah, I've seen this one, and I've seen the sequel. The Chronicles of Riddick is strange. Yeah, it went from this movie is a very low budget survival horror movie, and then the Chronicles of Riddick is basically space fantasy like Star Wars.
Which that tracks because I was kind of I had seen more trailers for Chronicles of Riddick back in the day,
Yeah.
so I was kind of expecting this one to be more space fantasy. So I was a little bit taken aback by the very low tech or not low tech, the sort of grunge sci-fi, like the lived-in universe.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like very very heavy metal esque vibe to
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Or like it's like Star Wars if you're not living in the Republic era.
Yeah.
Like the intentionally dirty spaceships.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so I think we're gonna probably go full spoilers on this one because this one has a twist that if we avoid talking about the twist, the review will be 1 minute long. So let's do the 1 minute review first.
Yes.
So do we recommend this to people?
I do. Yeah.
Yep, I would say the caveats on this one are you have to be willing to deal with what were low budget CGI effects in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a appetite for survival horror.
Yeah.
But I think that there is actually a fair bit here that is rewarding to actually watch because unlike a lot of movies we've ended up covering, there's like character arcs and dynamics and twists and turns and surprises. And I know that sounds like very basic movie things, but there
Yeah.
are Rebel Moon exists, so
Right. Yeah.
we have the bottom of the barrel there. So
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Ugh.
so those are the non-spoiler thoughts out of the way. Into the spoiler thoughts. So
Yes.
this movie has a pretty good cast. Like no A-listers. Even Vin never actually became an A-lister. He firmly an ensemble player in the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, and every time he ever tried to go solo with a movie, they always flopped.
Was he in the Tooth Fairy or was that The Rock? I always
That was The Rock, but he was in a similar movie to that. I can't remember the name of it.
I can picture the movie poster in my mind where he's wearing a tutu or something.
He wasn't wearing a tutu, but I think he had like he was wearing a baby whatever those called where you
Oh,
the
was it
harness.
wasn't the pacifier, was it?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, the pacifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it feels like so. Am I misremembering? Was he a wrestler at some point?
No, he wasn't. He was
Okay.
just a working up and coming actor.
Okay. Then I guess I'll rephrase my thought to it seems like every tough guy tries to make a movie targeted at the kids so that they'll like him when they get older.
Right. Yeah.
Uh, like Hulk Hogan did it. The Rock has done it multiple times.
Yeah. Schwarzenegger's done it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty ingenious marketing to occasionally do or to do the occasional family friendly film because in 5 to 10 years, God willing, you're still acting in action movies and they'll remember you and in a positive way.
Yeah.
The only name I really recognized from the rest of the cast was Keith David playing an imam who basically he's never been a huge character actor in live action, but I would say his bigger impact is in voice acting.
Mm.
Big roles for him were Goliath from Gargoyles, which is where I think a lot of people first noticed him in that type of capacity.
Oh
Because the
yeah.
guy just has the richest, most amazing voice. He was
Yeah.
also the Arbiter in the Halo series.
Yeah. And he was Captain Anderson in the Mass Effect trilogy.
Oh, that's right.
Uh, um, the other I will say another actor, or I say actress, I recognized Claudia Black. She was in Farscape, which was
Okay.
yeah, that was that Jim Henson sci-fi show that was on like in the late 90s and 2000s, right around the
Right.
time this movie came out.
Yeah, like the last creation of Gene Roddenberry.
No, I don't think Gene Roddenberry was on that.
I thought I heard it like advertised as Gene Roddenberry's last thing.
No, that was Andromeda.
Oh, okay.
That
Sorry.
yeah, that yeah, Andromeda was
The-
the one with Kevin Sorbo. Um,
okay.
yeah, yeah, Farscape was the one with actually and Claudia Black was also on Stargate SG-1. Same with the actor who was on that show. They were both they were both on Farscape and they were both on Stargate SG-1. But no, Farscape was like it was kind of like a Buck Rogers kind of clone type thing where
Okay.
but instead of him being in the future, he gets sent like to a distant galaxy, and he's on the guy's on a ship full of alien convicts, and the ship's alive. Yeah,
Right. They're full. The convicts are all Muppets, basically, or mostly
yeah,
Muppets.
most of them are. Yeah, um, but yeah, but to get back to this movie, so yeah, so the basic premise of the movie is you've got this civilian ship carrying people that are in cryostasis across to another planet, but then they're crossing through like the rings of this one planet, and there's like a meteor shower that goes through the ship, and the captain gets killed, and all the crew wakes up, and then long story short, the ship ends up crashing, and one of the things that happens is the pilot, who her name is Fry, played by Radha Mitchell. She as the ship is crashing, she tries to jettison the passengers because of the weight from
Right. She's like, I'm not going to die for them.
yeah, but she's not able to. But they end up crashing anyway, and of course she's the only survivor from the crew. And most of the passengers, I think it's like what are like 11 of them or something like that. I can't remember. There's quite a few of them, or no, like 8 or 9. I don't know some.
Right. Out of I think there were what 40 of them originally.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, one of the passengers, or I should say, two of the passengers. One of the passengers is Richard B. Riddick, played by Vin Diesel, and Riddick is a very dangerous, very strong killer, and the other passenger is basically he passes himself off as a lawman, but he's really a mercenary, and he's basically taking Riddick in to get paid. And as a result, with them crashing on this like desert planet that's got how many suns does it have? 3?
Yeah, this ridiculous planet has 3 suns. It's almost like they said, Tatooine had 2. We can one up that.
Oh yeah. So they're on a desert planet with 3 suns, and then so they have to figure out a way to get back. And of course,
Right.
the survivors are a very eclectic group of people. I mean, you've got like Claudia Black's character, who's a welder. You've got like you mentioned Keith David's character, who's an Amon, and he's got his these 3 kids with him, who are like, I guess, part of his flock or whatever you want to call them.
Right. He's got some fellow Muslims along with him on their pilgrimage to space Mecca.
Yeah. And then there was another guy who's like he's an anthropologist, and he's got like a stash of booze and artifacts and stuff, and also there's a kid on there named Jack, and yeah, we'll get to Jack in a little bit, but yeah, so they have to figure out how to get off the planet, and they soon discovered that there was an actual settlement that was there, but everyone is gone, and from what they could tell, they all left in a hurry, and but then you come to find out that there are these alien creatures that are living on this planet that are what do you say, kind of like pterodactyls?
Yeah. Actually, let's take a step back, because I don't think we've talked about our lead hero a little bit or very much.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't. So I don't believe that Riddick. So Riddick was basically a prisoner who was on his way being transferred to another planet. He escapes at some point after the crash, and they are okay. Here's the thing: if I crash land somewhere with a convicted murderer, and I'm trying to get back home to safety, I understand the impulse to cut him loose.
Yeah.
But it's like they're trying to, like, okay, look, if you're gonna leave him for dead, just do it, because they keep baiting and like begging for trouble.
Yeah.
Like they just leave him tied up somewhere, or they threaten him, or
yeah.
And at first, the movie looks like it's going to just be like a slasher movie that takes place on this alien planet, and because he does creepy things, like he sneaks up behind them, like just stays out of sight. He cuts off one of the women's hair and sniffs it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this guy is clearly a serial killer type, you think to yourself. And you find out fairly quickly that what's the name of that? I forget which movie this line is from, but it's a quote I've heard a few times. If I started killing people, there'd be none of you goddamn people left.
Oh.
That's kind of the that's kind of the situation I ended up in.
Yeah. I can see
about
that. Yeah. Yeah, and the other, of course, the other character too is with the mercenary. What was his name? Johns. He's no saint himself. He's a pretty bad dude. I mean, you find out that well, number one, he lied about what he really was, or a lie of omission, I guess, and 2, he's a drug addict.
Yep. Just takes a quick injection of morphine every day.
Yeah. And but yeah, so but as they kind of settle in and they're trying to figure out how to get off the planet, they do find a ship. It's like an escape ship, and but the problem is they don't have any power for it, so they have to figure out a way to they have to get these power cells from the old ship over to the new ship. And but then uh of course, the other part of it too is that some of the characters start getting picked off by the creatures. But the thing is, the creatures can't come out because the sunlight hurts them.
Yeah, it's actually really funny early on, like before the first time they actually see the creatures,
Yeah,
because one of them is poking around in this burrow, uh, and he gets dragged off, and there's just blood everywhere. And then Riddick, they find him above ground and attack him
yeah,
and
yeah,
ask him, like, "What did you do with him?" And it's like, um, okay, think through it logically.
yeah,
He was in the opposite direction, basically minding his own business
yeah. It's just
outside of following the group.
yeah. Yeah, he's still going. I didn't do it. What are you looking at me for?
And and it's like he how could he have made the body disappear that quickly, you idiots?
Yeah,
So uh, so what's really neat about this too is that the prison that Riddick had been on was basically an eternal darkness, and they he ends up getting his eyes modified so he can see in complete darkness, which means he usually has to wear goggles. And so he
right.
actually has like a very distinct weakness. And it's like, wow, that's some crappy luck there, man. You know, giving yourself night vision right before you go to a desert planet with 3 suns.
Yeah,
The other kind of neat world building that they have is that they find the skeletons of these giant, like dinosaur-sized creatures or bigger.
yeah. Yeah, and so then of course they as they look around the settlement and they try to figure out, like, well, what happened to all the people. They see this model of the planets,
Mhm.
and they start to pick up on the fact that, there's something going, there's more to this place. And when they see it, they realize that there's an eclipse coming that'll just put the planet in complete darkness. So now they're
Right.
going, okay, we're going to be in complete darkness on a planet, and we're going to be surrounded by a bunch of alien creatures that can't go out in sunlight, and they'll be able to come out.
And suddenly Riddick goes from the guy with the huge weakness to the guy with the only win condition.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. And so what I would actually say that the I would say that how to put this, Riddick himself does go through a bit of. Actually, I said that Riddick is kind of the same at the start and end, outside of him getting more attached to the people.
Yeah.
Um, it's really the pilot Fry who has the most character journey, because she was ready. She was the pilot. She was ready to jettison everyone else to save her own skin.
Yeah.
And so, of course, first that's a big secret that she has to keep in order to not have everybody turn on her. But you also just see it reverse over the course of the movie.
Yeah.
Like she does actually come to care about these people. And
Right. Yeah.
so again, like, okay, so we've gotten into like the bit of the spoilers. This is
Yeah.
like this what I'm about to say, huge spoiler. If this movie sounds remotely interesting, shut us off right now.
Yes.
When she's the one who gets picked off by one of these demon pterodactyls
Yeah.
at the very last minute,
Yeah.
it's kind of a shock because you're used to the last girl trope, right?
Right. Yeah. 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 That was pretty shocking at that moment. Really. And then all of a sudden she's gone. And you're like, whoa.
Wait, what was that?
Yeah. 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 Um, yeah. And of course, the other part of it too is when all of the everybody starts getting picked off by the creatures. Riddick's like, well, gotta be careful because then now they can smell our blood. And you come to Riddick is actually the one who figures it out that Jack, who's the kid in the group, everyone thinks is a boy. Turns out Jack is actually a girl who is having her period.
It's bears.
It's Pierce, yeah.
Like bears.
Yeah. And I'm by the way, I'm kind of half convinced that the Jack from the Mass Effect trilogy was a little inspired a little bit by the Jack in this movie.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that's the big twist there. And of course Jack starts hero worshiping Riddick. She cuts her hair, she shaves her hair completely.
Get some goggles. Yeah,
some goggles, yeah.
It's kind of cute in a way. It's
yeah.
So I think that like I say, overall, this is a fine movie. I was actually kind of my standards are so low these days. I feel like they're too low because we've seen so many crappy things that have come out the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So just little things like, the way that they find out about the triple eclipse is because the miners who had been there before had built a model of the world. The hint that we have that the monsters are picking people dry is that we find a bunch of dead aliens.
Right. Yeah.
And at first you think, it's just because this place is so hot. It turns out that they were picked dry or picked to pieces by these odd critters.
Yeah.
Like they do a good job of it. It's actually one of the better genre fake outs I've seen. It kind of, I'd say the best genre fake out, if you don't know what the movie is already about, would be Predator.
Oh yeah.
Because it goes from Rambo to slasher movie.
Yeah.
But like this is up there. Like it's all just well executed. Now, I mentioned before that you have to deal with some relatively low budget 2000 CGI. They do the classic, we have bad CGI, how do we cover it up maneuver by having the aliens be lighterverse and being in the shadows. That's a smart bit of working with your limitations.
Oh yeah. And then Arco says then becomes not very cute in the sequel. She does come back in the second one, and so does Keith David. Spoiler, they're the two survivors with Riddick. And by the way, in the second movie, it's very clear that Jack is a woman. Let me just put it that way. There's no ambiguity there.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, but yeah, overall, I mean, it's an enjoyable movie. It will keep your attention for 2 hours. That's the other thing too, is the plot's nice and tight. There's not a whole lot of there are a couple of lulls here and there, but nothing too spectacular. Nothing too bad. Most of it is just set up.
It's normal pacing stuff,
right? Yeah. The movie really gets going as soon as the eclipse hits.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when it kicks into overdrive.
So I would say that this was a surprisingly good watch, and I'm always happy to be pleasantly surprised with these things.
Yeah.
Daniel, this was one that you recommended. I should say, Pitch Black is currently available to watch on Netflix.
Right.
Meanwhile, this one is not available to stream anywhere, so I ended up spending 4 United States currency units to rent this from Amazon.
Yes.
And I will say that I got my money's worth off of Streets of Fire.
Yeah. This is a movie that I had never heard of it until a few years ago. I remember like seeing some YouTube channels talking about it, and I'm like, forgotten 80s classic, or cult classic from the 80s. I'm like, what is this? And so I went and watched it myself. I think I can't remember if I rented it the first time like I did this time, or if I It may have been streaming somewhere. I can't remember, but yeah, this is certainly a more obscure movie, but I would say a pleasant surprise if you haven't seen it. Um, it's it's kind of hard to explain now that I think about it.
Yeah,
Um,
the movies that it's the most like are The Warriors and what was the other one I was comparing it to last week when we watched it?
oh, oh, let me scroll through our DMs here real quick.
Uh, and Arcos says all I can think of is the old arcade game Streets of Rage. Actually, that's not a bad comparison. Um,
Yeah,
it would not be impossible for it would not be impossible that Sega was inspired by this. There's one anecdote I heard from the early days of Sega where the developers there kept wanting to make a video game out of this movie called Samurai Cop. That the Americans at Sega kept having to explain that movie was only sort of popular in Japan. Everybody here hated it.
yeah.
It was a huge flop.
What does katana mean? It means Japanese sword. The other movie you were thinking of was Roadhouse.
Yeah, okay. So it has the same sort of weird, you just have to accept a couple of things, dreamlike quality of Roadhouse.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's set in a in an alternate world where you have this 1940s aesthetic, 1950s aesthetic with the clothes and the Art Deco, the cars, but you throw it and mix it up with 80s synthwave music.
And the women's some of the women's clothing has shoulder pads.
Right. Yeah. Uh, but but yeah, so the basic plot of the movie is you have a rock singer named Ellen Aim who is played by a very young Diane Lane. I believe she was like 18 or 19 at the time. Um, and she's doing one of her performances, and but then she gets kidnapped by this motorcycle gang called the Bombers, and they're led by Willem Dafoe's character. What was it? Raven. And so then when this happens, a woman named Riva who owns the diner, she sends a telegram to her brother Tom Cody, and the actor's name is Michael Pear, who the only other movie really that he did that anyone would know him from was Eddie and the Cruisers. He was Eddie. And actually, this movie was supposed to be his like big breakout role.
Oh no!
Yeah, yeah. In case anyone didn't know, this movie bombed when it came out because it came out in 1984, same weekend as Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock, and the week before Ghostbusters. So it just got completely buried.
Yeah, I mean, society wasn't wrong for choosing Ghostbusters over this one, but it's still kind of a shame.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Um, and but yeah, so Tom Cody returns to town, and he is he's an old soldier who is now a mercenary, and we find out that Tom Cody and Ellen used to be a thing. But they broke up because she chose her music over him, and so he skipped town and joined the army. And of course, Ellen is now with her new boyfriend, her manager producer Billy Fish, played by Rick Moranis, who in a rare dramatic role for Rick. I don't think I've ever seen him in a in a serious role before. And so basically, so then after this, so Tom Cody, then he also and of course Cody meets McCoy, who is another soldier, ex-soldier who's trying to go look for work. She basically becomes like his sidekick. Um, and so they're like, okay, they go to Billy Fish, Rick Moranis' character, and they're like, okay, well, we'll rescue Ellen, but we want to get paid $10,000.
Yeah, and I gotta say, whoever cast Rick Moranis in this particular role
Yeah,
was really taking the piss.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hard to believe him being a cynical music producer.
Cynical, foul-mouthed music producer.
Yeah, who's and Diane Lane, an 18-year-old Diane Lane is his girlfriend. Like,
I really hope that she's actually older than 18, and she's playing a character who's older than 18. It seems like she'd have to be. Otherwise, our main character might have been a client at an island, if you catch my drift.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, oh. But yeah, so that's the crux of the movie. I don't want to say too much about it because I do want people to watch this movie if they haven't. You know, sure, one day it might pop up on a streaming service. At some point. But I mean, all I will say is, it's $4 to rent it. That's not. It's
Yeah.
kind of chump. It's chump change. One of the other things too about the movie is it's not really it's not a musical, but like music is a big part of the movie. Like they have all these concert scenes, and
They have a lot of diegetic music, as the literary critics would say.
yeah, and I will say some of the tunes are pretty catchy.
Yeah, like none of them were like all-time greats, but like
Yeah.
it's the kind of things like what was her name, Bonnie Tyler,
Yeah,
what used to saying, or like actually, yeah, very much in her style.
Oh yeah, and Pat Benatar.
Yeah, exactly that phase of the 80s.
Yeah. There I will say there are some other characters in there that show up. They're kind of like it's a singing group. They're kind of like the Four Tops. Kind of a similar style. And actually the song they sing at the end of the movie was the main song for the soundtrack. It was called the singer was Dan Hartman. I Can Dream About You. And actually the song was a bigger hit than the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can see why. Like, the music in this is all pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I kind of discussed like that this or mentioned that this has the feel of Roadhouse, where there's a lot of oddities that you have to go with. I would say this is actually a bit easier to accept than Roadhouse, because Roadhouse pretends to just be in their modern day. It's like, wait, you're a famous bouncer? Like you can actually get famous for being a bouncer?
Yeah.
Here it's like, okay, soldier boy coming home, greaser gangs. I thought it was the funniest thing when in the opening scene where the greaser gang kidnaps the singer,
Yeah.
that they didn't say kidnapped, they said, oh yeah, they stole such and such, as though she was property of of Rick Moranis' character.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting choice of words there. Yeah.
Yeah, just very silly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Also, I don't think we mentioned this. The head greaser is a young Willem Dafoe as Raven.
I think I might have mentioned it, but yeah, he's yeah.
Sorry, I had gotten a message while you're talking about that, but nothing important, thankfully. Anyways, I had never thought of what a young Willem Dafoe would look like. From my perspective, he just popped into existence in Spider-Man at the age of 50.
Yeah.
And dude had a very odd look even as a young man.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Yes, he does. Yeah. interesting hairstyle he's got in this movie too, where it's like kind of like.
Well, I think it's because they're trying to make a receding hairline into a widow's or into a pompadour.
Uh,
They kind of had to split some differences.
yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, another actor in the movie that has a very small role, Bill Paxton.
There was some scene where I was watching and just thought to myself, okay, why do I know who that is?
Yeah. Um, the other thing too that was I noticed too was the one cop, like the lead cop. I can't remember the actor's name, but I know he's Beyonce's stepfather.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It is a
But yeah,
small world out there.
yeah, it is. Yeah, but yeah, this movie, I would say the why? Sorry about that. Um, uh, so but yeah, I mean, despite the movie not doing very well, I mean, it does. I mean, there are quite a few actors in this movie that did, went on to have really great careers, except for the lead actor, which
Not
is
our lead, sadly.
yeah,
The sad thing I'll say is that it was what, Michael Pare, right?
fair, yeah,
Perry, how do you pronounce it?
Perry, yeah, something like that.
Anyways, it was kind of a shame because he had the look of he did, to my mind, have leading potential look or a leading potential look.
Yeah,
I did kept thinking to myself, okay, I feel like I should know him from something, but I don't.
yeah,
And this movie flopping is probably why.
yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate. I think he had he kind of had that. I think he was kind of going for like a James Dean kind of tough guy act in this movie.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah. Um,
A quick look over his IMDb does show he's been working consistently up to the present day. So
yeah. Just not in anything, you know, big.
yeah, just
Yeah.
Alien Rubicon. What the hell is Alien Rubicon?
Oh, that sounds like a really
Oh no, that looks like a oh what's that one knockoff studio?
asylum.
This looks like an asylum style movie. Oof.
Oh,
Okay.
uh,
Yeah. Man, if only they'd held off Ghostbusters and Star Trek a little bit.
yeah. Uh,
Um, so I'll say that I don't think this is my favorite movie ever, but it's definitely distinct.
yeah.
Which, you're not going to be dealing with realistic dialogue or naturalistic reactions to things. It is it is a little bit insane.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. No, it is. Yeah.
But it's a compelling, interesting sort of insanity. You're
Yeah.
definitely not bored watching it.
No, no, you're not. And it's also a nice tight 90 minutes. So, it doesn't
Yes,
overstay its welcome.
and I will say his last confrontation with Willem Dafoe was very satisfying to watch.
Yeah. 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 No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. It's not the greatest, movie in the world, but I mean, it's certainly worthwhile to watch. Yeah.
You can do way worse, especially for $4 in this economy.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And if nothing else, you get to see a young Diane Lane.
Yep, there might be some compromising scenes.
Yes. uh, but yeah, yeah, you can rent this movie on Amazon or any other wherever else you might rent digital. You might
Fandango, I suppose.
Fandango, yeah. But like I said, it might show up on a streaming service at some point. But well, I think we've said all we need to say for tonight.
Yep, it's much more fast. We talk about movies that are actually recommendable. I've noticed.
Yes, yeah, it is. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it as always. hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, ring the bell, buy some books, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next week. Night, everybody.
Good night.